Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm an Atlanta area personal bankruptcy attorney. And today I'd like to talk to you about what you can do if you have a pending repossession, vehicle repossession, an emergency, where you know that the repo man is out circling the block looking for your car. What can you do? Well, bankruptcy does provide you some options, although unlike in years past, it's hard to do anything if you only have a few minutes. So obviously the first thing I would tell you is that if you think that repossession is something that's going to be coming before the actual repo man is out there driving around looking for your car, talk to an attorney. And the reason for that is that one of the things you have to do when you file bankruptcy is get a credit counseling certificate. That can be something you can do online, and if you go to my website, bankruptcyworksheet.com, I've got a list of credit counseling vendors, the ones you can access online, and you can get your credit counseling certificate probably within a couple of hours. But again, if you've only got 5 or 10 minutes, that's not going to help you very much. But I would tell you that if repossession is even a slight possibility, go ahead and get your credit counseling certificate. That's going to make things move a lot more quickly. Second thing is establish a relationship with a lawyer. So if somebody calls me and says, Jonathan, I'm behind on my vehicle, my car, I'm talking to the lender, but I want to make sure that I'm covered in case I've got to stop a repossession, what should I do? I would tell them, number one, go ahead and get your credit counseling certificate. Number two is, if it's something that you think you may need to file bankruptcy on, go ahead and meet with me, get the filing fee paid, get a retainer signed. I would put all that into my escrow account. And basically, if we needed to move, we could move with a phone call. You could sign this as our papers to go ahead and do an emergency filing. And one of the things we can do in bankruptcy is we can do what is called an emergency 2-page filing, which is enough to get us a case number, and that would stop a repossession. So again, if you think it's going to happen, then go ahead and get everything ready to go. Again, get the attorney, get me paid, get the filing fee paid, get the credit counseling certificate, sign the necessary papers so you understand what's going on, so we can legitimately say, yes, we talked about it, and you signed the papers knowing what you were getting into, and then you call me and say, it's a go. We got to do it. At that point, I can file within 2 or 3 minutes. I'll have a case number for you. Now, what happens if you have not talked to an attorney, you don't have a credit counseling certificate, and you got the repo man circling? Well, I would tell you that as a general rule, you got to be really careful about hiding your vehicle. First thing people say to me is, well, can I hide my vehicle? Can I put it into a locked garage? You can do that, but the lender would have the right to pursue you for possible criminal contempt if you're hiding a vehicle that is subject to repossession. Probably not going to happen for 2 or 3 days, but you can't indefinitely hide a vehicle. That could also be called conversion, where you're stealing the vehicle. So if you need to buy yourself a few hours, a couple of days, and you lock it in a garage, a repo guy cannot break into your garage to get your vehicle, but if he sees the vehicle in the garage and knows you're home, he can knock on the door and demand that you release the vehicle to him. So you got to be really, really careful about that kind of thing. I would tell you that if you know the repo is coming, call a lawyer quickly. And again, when somebody calls me and says, I've got a repo that looks like it could happen any minute now, I would, again, tell them to get the credit counseling certificate, come to meet with me, let's get everything moving as quickly as possible. The key thing here is we have the option of filing that 2-page emergency petition. And it's not ideal. I'd rather not file it as a 2-pager. I'd rather file the full thing. But if I have to get a case number quickly, that's what I have to do. And again, the rules of court say that you've got to meet with me. I have to explain to you what Chapter 13 and Chapter 7 are. We've got to go through some preliminary matters, and we can do some of this over the phone or Skype. But still, at the end of the day, you're going to have to come in, get the filing fee paid, get some attorney's fees paid, and get the paperwork signed. So it's really difficult to do anything if you only have a few minutes, but the sooner you know, the better. Don't wait. This is not something you want to put your head in the sand. It's really important to move very quickly when you get the word that there's a repo coming. Now realize as well that the lender may say to you, I'm going to give you a few days. You don't necessarily want to believe that lender. I can tell you many times over the past 20-something years, 25 years, I've had people tell me, well, the lender said they were going to give me a few days to get the money together, then they pick my car up the next day. That's going to happen. So don't assume what the lender's telling you is the truth. Also, if you think your car is possibly going to be repoed, get your personal stuff out of there. It's inevitable if they repo your car and take it to the storage lot, your personal possessions, your CDs, any personal property you have, it's going to disappear, or it could disappear. Very hard to get that stuff back because everybody's going to say it wasn't me, and trying to figure out where it all went, it's not going to happen. So if you think that your vehicle is subject to repossession, get your personal stuff out of there. Make plans to address this earlier rather than later, and that gives you your best shot at not losing your car. Now, if you do lose your vehicle to repossession, we can get it back. There's something called a complaint for turnover I can file that can ask the bankruptcy judge to order the lender to return your vehicle. You'll have to go get it at the impound lot, but I can still get it back for you. You're going to have to show proof of insurance. You have to pay some fees. But the bottom line is you're going to be able to get the vehicle back in most cases if we can show the vehicle is necessary for your ongoing financial rehabilitation. But that's not the best way to do it, because again, that puts us behind the 8 ball a little bit. They have more leverage on us than if we stop it in the first place. So big picture is, if you think that a repossession is possibly going to happen, talk to an attorney, call my office, call a bankruptcy attorney sooner rather than later, so that you know what to do to prepare yourself. The more preparation you have, the better it's going to be. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, like it on Facebook, subscribe to our channels, and if I can be of assistance to you with regard to repossession or anything else regarding personal bankruptcy, please call me, 770-393-4985. This is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you well. Thanks a lot.